That was in like 2005. We're in 2025. I never looked back.
Is your ex-husband still around?
We have not had contact. I say we, my children, and I have not had contact from him in years. He does not contact them. They do not contact him. My son has 2 children. My daughter has 2 children. And he knows nothing about them. My husband now is their grandfather, and they only know him as their grandfather. If he knocked on my door, I would say, "Come in. You can come in. We can talk." Now, you can't stay here, but we can talk, you know, because there is hope. There is hope for everyone.
So
You
you've
know,
been able to forgive him?
I have. Now, my children are still working on some things. I have forgiven him. I have not forgotten. Because I will never put myself back in that situation. That's a difference. I can't put myself back in that situation with anyone. The Lord has shown me. The Lord has shown me, again, it goes back to before. The Lord, if he asks for forgiveness, the Lord's going to forgive him. If I want forgiveness from the Lord, I have to forgive. I forgive him. I'm not going to put myself back in a situation again.
Yeah.
He can come into my house and we can sit there and talk. Because hope is there for everyone. Jesus is there for everyone. We are here on this earth. It's a temporary situation. If I want to withhold hope and the love of Christ from him, then I'm withholding it from myself. I can't do that. I want eternal life for everyone, and that goes for him too. But he has to ask for forgiveness, and he has to ask for Jesus to forgive him.
Yep. And the thing is, Jesus asks, Jesus will forgive him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing that I forgive for people for things, but some of the things that people do, I have trouble understanding how God can just forgive them.
Right. I agree. And sometimes we don't have to understand. We just have to accept. You know, and that's one of the things. And that's one of the things that you know, with all of this, I have my faith journey is really taking off probably within the last 10 to 12 years. Because I can look back and say, oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Because I was so involved in all of that chaos that I didn't want to see it. And I was so broken and so alone that I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
And now I'm
that's
like, oh, I can see. I can see it. That the different things and the way that it's shaped and the way that it formed. Because people have even said, don't you wish you had never met him? Don't you wish that y'all never got married? And my answer is, no, I'm glad I met him. I'm glad we got married. And they're like, how dare you say that? And I'm like, I have 2 beautiful children.
and grandbabies.
I have, my perception is I have the best grandbabiys, and somebody else is listening and they have the best grandbabies too. And I understand that completely.
You have some really
I
good
would not
grandbabies.
have them. I do, don't I? I do. But it's like, I would not have them. I would not have the ones that I have. So, no, I am thankful. I am thankful. But people have to remember there's hope and you don't have to stay in it and you can do it. And a lot of people think that there's no hope and they have to stay in their brokenness, and you don't. You don't have to stay in your brokenness. The Lord is there. He's the great physician. He will heal you.